You know, I really had no plan in my life to pay rent on a big piece of property and fill it up with bicycles. I was sort of thinking it would be nice to have a hammock in the backyard and sort of go out and lay on the hammock in the afternoon and relax. But it didn't work that way for me. I was born in New Orleans, spent some time in school in New Orleans, but was primarily raised in Mississippi. And the day I went to college, I started learning how to become an alcoholic and drank daily until I was 41 years old, having slight problems getting through school, slight problems keeping a job, but somehow I survived that insanity. And when I got sober in 1982, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up.
The rustment right on the inlet, you see, like all the cable is
Yeah.
rusted on it.
I was successful in staying sober. I felt that's the only thing I knew at that time. And so I started working in various recovery programs. The stress of it was pretty heavy, and I sort of had a physical breakdown. And so in 1992, I became disabled, and during 5 years of trying to get on Social Security, I would go out and sit on my porch and watch the world go by, thinking of all of my troubles. And this guy was on a bike, and he fell off of the bike. And I could see he fell off a couple of times, and I immediately thought, oh my goodness, he's drunk. And then I realized, no, he's not drunk. There's something wrong. And I looked at very closely, and on his bicycle, he had this type of brakes. And I could see that the wires were just out there loose. So I went and into my living room and found a pair of pliers and a screwdriver, and I went out there and I fixed those brakes for that kid. And he rode off happy, happy, happy. And the next day, two of his friends knocked on my door, and one had brake problems, and I don't remember what the problem. I think the other one was a derailleur issue. And I fixed those bikes.
Hello, this is Jack the Bike Man, Incorporated, a children's bicycle charity. This is our resale shop for rebuilt adult bicycles. Our hours are 10 to 6 Wednesday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sunday. Either we're not open at this time or busy with customers. We're located at 4401 Broadway, which is the same as US 1, and this is located in the exciting Northwood neighborhood of West Palm Beach. Please leave a message with your name and phone number, and we'll get to you as quickly as possible. Thank you, and have a good day.
One day, someone called me from the television station and asked me if I was that old man in Northwood who was fixing bikes and giving them to kids. And I told him I was too busy to talk, that I had to get a bike ready to give to a kid that day. And he came to my house against my wishes and ended up videoing me putting the last touches on a bike, sticking it in my car, following me to this youngster's house. The kid wasn't at home. He was supposed to come home from school, and he didn't. He went to the library instead. He got there just as the 5 o'clock news was to start, and the camera caught his face as he looked and saw this bike sitting in front of his house. And he had a big smile. And they introduced me as Jack the Bike Man on television. And over 100 people tried to get in touch with me because of that program on television. There was a news spot wanting to give me bikes and money to fix more bikes for kids. You could keep everybody safe? Yeah? He's a, what did you call it? Safety patrol.
You ride a bike?
Why don't you have a bike?
I do have one, but I was gonna get one right now, but he's working on it.
Okay, is he working on one for you?
And him.
And him? I've already given him 500 bikes.
Yeah, but
We had a warehouse full of big bikes.
You want a
and I had
bigger
not
one?
previously been able to figure out what to do with them. So we started fixing them quickly, rented this space, started selling them in order to help fund giving the bikes away. These bikes were all donated to us, mostly from just individuals who have outgrown it, don't ride it anymore, or have bought a new bike and wanted to get rid of the old one and didn't want to throw it in the garbage can. They would rather it go to someone who needs a bike.
Extra small.
Primero, todos niños
You know,
necesitan
I'm an older man,
Este
and I live in a
puerto aquí.
neighborhood that's
de mi derecha.
got a lot to be
para
desired.
una Costco.
It's actually sort of dangerous here. People living in this area are the people who are very poor. Anyone with any sense at all would have moved away from here a long time ago. But when people have no money, this is where they have to be. And I saw these kids on bicycles that weren't working right, and I started repairing them. Those kids were so happy. Their face lit up with this big, big, big smile and those great big eyes, and I said, oh man, that looks so nice. It makes me feel good. And every time I kept getting those looks, and I drive around the corner from my house, hey Mr. Jack, hey Mr. Jack. The children are waving at me, so happy to see me, because they want another bike when they grow a little more. But now it's grown to the point that last Christmas we gave away 800 bikes in the matter of most of them in one day, and then the week after that one day we gave away a lot more. But every one of these kids are happy, and they all give me a big smile, and they'll grab your leg and hug you because they're little. And you know that these kids don't have a bike at home. There's no way they're going to ever get one, and this is their bike. I also know that probably it is the only Christmas gift that these kids are going to get. Oh, that red seat that's in, Willie, that red seat that's in that box is for this bike, I think. I really contribute, that first kid that I repaired the bike, with saving my life and giving me more of a life, extending my life, and making my life worthwhile. And realizing today that where I was headed emotionally was a bad, bad place, and that God had plans for me, and that those plans were to help a lot of people, and I've been able to do it. Do you need help, Willie? You want someone else to help you? Or you got everything?